And here we go. What's up, everybody? It's me. It's the Bat Fan. I'm back. Going over the Week 5 games. It is Tuesday. Doing a little early. Like I tell you guys, I work during the week. So Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, I'll be working. I will be doing a show Saturday. Shout out. Um, I'd like to respond to a couple of comments. Oh, well, just one comment. There's a Mr. Gonzalez. I won't go through your whole name. Whatever, dude. I like the feedback. I could tell you're not a Drew Lock fan. That's cool. I'm guessing you're a Bronco fan because he played there and he sucked there. But he did look good the other night. And for you saying that he doesn't, all right, cool. I respect your decision. All right. This is the Week 5 NFL season, and I am going to go also through this, my top 5, who I think the top 5 teams and their ranking in NCAA football. I'm going to try to go more in depth about NCAA, the college football rankings and the games. The problem is, I do bet them very well. I do give you guys my bets. I am like 35-2 on my college football bets this year, which is amazing. But I'm going to try. The thing is, the NFL, I don't want to make the show too long, so the NFL takes a lot of it up. But I am going to try to make shows. And then when I do a college football show, it's usually on a Saturday, and it doesn't upload in time. So I'm going to try, guys. I understand. And I want to thank, you know, the growing of this channel. Thank you guys. Thanks for the support. You guys are rocking out. It's awesome. We're killing it. I don't know what it is, but thank you. Yeah, I don't want to get all, corny with you guys, but thank you very much for everybody that shows out on a week, shows up, watches the show, hits that like button, the comments. Thank you. All the comments, even the negative ones. I love it. Just keep it going. Thanks. All right, so the week 5 of this NFL slate, we have on the bye, we have Cleveland. They need to get healthy. Maybe get Kareem Hunt into football shape because, yeah, he's a great running back. He's a very good running back. But you can't just come out and, run for 100 yards. You got to get in some type of shape. And I feel like they didn't want to play him so much so he wouldn't get any soft tissue issues going on, like injuries, hamstring, quads, whatever. So they haven't played him to his potential. But I think if you have him on your fantasy team starting after the bye and up, you have basically Nick Chubb, except for Hunt catches the ball more than Chubb. So Hunt will be in every play, and they seem to take Chubb out for pass plays and so forth and so forth. So I think Kareem Hunt has a higher ceiling than Chubb did, which is weird because Chubb is one of the best running backs in the NFL. The Chargers are on a bye. Chargers need to get healthy. Their coach, San Diego, not San Diego, they're LA now. The fan base doesn't want that coach. He sucks. Seahawks, big win against the Giants. They're on a bye. The Bucks, number 1 in their division, they're on a bye. They need to get healthy. I was watching the Buccaneers, the beat reporter, and she basically said that Mike Evans could have came back in the game, but they wanted Baker Mayfield, like the coaching staff wanted Baker Mayfield to get more rapport with the other receivers. And if they thought that the game was going to, the Bucks were going to lose, they probably would have played Mike Evans. All right, thank you. We still won. Kicked the Saints' ass. And that's usually a close game no matter what. But you know what? Derek Carr fucking sucks. So, I told you all. He sucks. All right, so the first game of Week 5, we have the Bears versus the Commanders on Thursday night. And I know the Bears lost to the Broncos, but Justin Fields looked so good. The play calling and everything they did, though they lost, was good for him. I feel like they need to keep that rolling. The Commanders kept up with the Eagles. Howell is a dog. it may be a good game or it's going to be a snooze fest. Don't know. I'll be working that night, so I'll try to keep an eye on that. I'll definitely watch it Saturday before the college games. I'll definitely, watch and see how it is and give you guys how I feel. If I can get it and I have some downtime at work, I will drop a video after the game. But as of now, I'm just thinking I'm going to drop a video Saturday. All right. The Jags versus the Bills. It's the Jacksonville Jaguars second week in London. They might as well fucking play there because Jacksonville, they're not selling out, and their fan base in Florida is not that good, but in London they are supposedly selling out. But when I watched the game, there were a lot of empty seats. But the Bills beat Miami, and the Jags are in a must-win situation, basically because they don't want to. They have two young, good quarterbacks that will build momentum as the season goes on, and confidence is a major key for quarterbacks in the NFL. And Anthony Richardson and Stroud are building their confidence, and they sound the part of an NFL quarterback. Like, they understand that even though it's a team game, like, they have to eat it up in losses. And they do. They're not bigger than the team. So, but the Jags and the Bills, like I said, the Bills beat Miami. Big game for them. The Jags, basically a must win. That whole division is tied at 2-2, I think. So they basically, it's just like a must win every week. I feel like that division is going to be so close that every team, every game is big, which is great about the NFL because the season's so short. Every game is meaningful. Trevor Lawrence, supermodel quarterback. I don't know. I'm not picking that game. Saturday, I will give you my picks for Sunday. Today is not that day. Then we got the first game Sunday, Titans versus second game Sunday. The 1 o'clock slate. We got the Titans versus the Colts. I want to see if Anthony Richardson will still be cooking. He, even in the losses, he looks good. This guy makes the right throws. He does the right decision making. I don't know how simple the offense is for him or what they're doing right now, but I know he does not look bad. I've watched every Colt game this year, and I can say the losses aren't his fault. They're not his fault. There's been bad plays by receivers or bad play by defense. The defense letting that touchdown up in overtime, that was fucking sucky. But they have a sound defense, and the Titans, Henry started doing his thing last week against Cincinnati, but how good is Cincinnati this year? Don't know. We're going to see. That is a good divisional game. I'll probably be watching that unless it becomes a blowout on Sunday. That'll be the game I'm definitely going to keep my eye on and watch as much as I can. The Saints versus the Pats. The Saints suck. And the Pats just got their asses whooped by the Cowboys. My bad, sorry. The Saints, they're in a must-win situation. They have to win. The Pats, I feel like the Pats are depleted in injury. Gonzalez, Judon is one of the best defensive players in the NFL. And that's a big hole to fill. I mean, Bill Belichick is a great coach, but I don't know. They're already depleted in the secondary. Now your number one pass rusher is gone, and it's going to be rough out there. The Saints have weapons. I'm not going to act like, oh God, the Saints don't have weapons because I'm a Bucs fan. I'm not going to be a complete hater on the Saints. They have weapons. They have good wide receivers, good tight ends, good running back. Derek Carr just sucks. But, I mean, if the Pats defense is not up to par, this could be a blowout. And the Pats, I feel bad. Like I said, I'm going to Boston in 2 weeks. And when the Pats and the Red Sox is good. It's such a great atmosphere up there. Like, everybody's happy. It's a great place to be. I'm pretty sure when I go up there in 2 weeks, the Red Sox suck. The Pats suck. Basketball season, well, at least the Celtics are good. So, it's a good blue-collar, American city. And they love their sports teams, and they fight for their sports teams. I guess the Bruins are good. I don't know. They think they suck. I haven't paid attention to hockey for a long time since the Devils were good. I am probably going to get back into hockey because the Devils are better. I know I told you guys I live in Pennsylvania, but I am originally from the state of New Jersey. And hey, Boston Connor, it does not fucking stink everywhere. It stinks a lot of places, trust me. But the whole state doesn't stink, okay? Alright, so the Pats, both of these teams are in a must-win if they're even going to think about the playoffs. So it could be a very good game. Mac Jones is playing for, his career right now. Like, he has to produce. And I know they don't have great weapons on offense. They do have good tight ends, and Stevenson is good. But he's gotta figure it out. They have an actual offensive coordinator. You just can't make bone plays like throwing across the field twice in a row and think it's gonna work. This is the NFL. That means not for long, no fun, lady, not fucking losing. And you're losing. So, Mac, you gotta win. That's how quarterback, I hate to tell you, that's how quarterbacks are judged in the NFL, is if you win. And especially in New England. All Tom Brady's backup quarterbacks when he wasn't there won. So you gotta win. And I know you're having offensive line troubles, you're having deep, whatever. You gotta make plays. Quarterbacks make plays. You gotta at least keep your team in the game. And you haven't done that, so. Except for against the Jets. Whatever. Ravens versus Pittsburgh. Oh. Is this game very important for the Pittsburgh Steelers? Yes, very. They have to put up more than 14 points. Their defense has to show out. I know the Ravens have injuries. They're number one. Can you imagine all this noise about Fire Canada? If Pittsburgh wins this game, they're undefeated in the division, and they're in first place. Pittsburgh, they got to put up points. They got to make this a game where, listen, I love Mike Tomlin, but his loyalties to Matt Canada is quite sickening. So they have to win. This game they have to win. If they win this game, the noise will shut up. But they're gonna have to put up at least 24 points. They're gonna have to put up 24 points. Their defense looked last week, I don't expect their defense to look this week. Alright. It's home, it's against the Ravens. It's gonna be a hard fought game. Pittsburgh's going to have to put up more than 20 points to win. I say 24 points, but they're going to have to put up points to win the game. And they are lucky because the Ravens secondary is all hurt. So they can put up points. It will be able to happen. They just need the play calling to be good. Ravens, you guys are going to make the playoffs. Pittsburgh, you have to win this game. And I love you, Mike Tomlin. I'm not a Pittsburgh Steelers fan. I like you as a coach. I like you as a person. I like the shit you say. But if you don't put up a good fight on offense in this game, you better call Ben Roethlisberger and say, hey, can you come in and call plays? And Fire Canada, I know you're a loyal person, bro. And people love you for that. It's amazing. The whole Pittsburgh Steelers organization, very loyal people. But I'm telling you, in this state that I live in now, That shit is getting super loud. It was trending in Pennsylvania on X, Twitter, whatever you want to call it. Fire Canada all weekend long. So, not fire Tomlin, but trust me, if you lose this game and score 6 points, fire Tomlin will be trending too. So I hope that's not the key, but it might, brother. It might. And the next game on the slate, we have the Texans versus the Falcons. Ritter, he sucks. Okay. Can he make any plays? He hasn't. If they can't run the ball on you, they lose. All right. Texans, Stroud, he already looks the part. That Falcons defense is pretty good. They're decent. They're not the best and they're not the worst. So, this game really comes down. It's in Atlanta. It comes down to who's going to make plays when it counts. The Texans defense isn't that great, but I feel like they're going to put 8-9 in the box and dare the Falcons. That's what teams are going to do to the Falcons for the rest of the season. They're going to put 8-9 people in the box and say, hey, fucking throw the ball. And it's a numbers game. If you can't throw the ball to loosen up that box, you're not going to win. I don't care. Unless you have Barry Sanders. And you don't have Barry Sanders. Barry Sanders was amazing. And I'm not saying Bijan Robinson is not amazing. He is. But you can't expect this kid to run against 8, 9, 10 in a box all the time. First of all, he's not that big. And second of all, I don't know if he has that gift that Barry Sanders was a once-in-a-lifetime talent, all right? You gotta... And even Barry Sanders had good receivers, and they can make plays down the field. Semi-good quarterbacks. You just gotta... They gotta figure something out with that offense. It is almost as bad as... It actually might be worse than the Pittsburgh Steelers offense. It's boring as football to watch. And I'm not saying boring as football without big hits or whatever. It's just like, you know what they're going to do. Everybody knows what you're going to do. So they got to switch something up. Unless they want a high draft pick again. All right. Next on the slate is the Panthers versus the Lions. I guess the Lions are for real. Right now, I think they're they're negative 105 to win the NFC North division. Sure. Put it on them, I guess. Like I said, Jared Goff is going to have to prove me wrong at season's end. He could do all this stuff during the regular season, whatever. At season's end, if, they're there and, they're a real contender, all right, well, I was wrong about you, Jared Goff. The Panthers, they're a shit show. Frank Reich wasn't a good coach at the Colts. I don't understand how this guy keeps getting job opportunities. I know he was supposed to be like a quarterback guru, but the Panthers look horrible. Their offensive line's leaky. Their defense, which was supposed to be stout, is getting burned. I'm just not convinced. They are a long way. I think the NFC South is the worst division in football, and I'm a Bucs fan, and I'm saying that it's a bad division. I mean, the Bucs can win it easily. They could probably win the division winning 8 games, which is sad. But the Lions have a lot of talent on offense. They have a lot of talent. I mean, when you suck for so long, you get good first-round draft picks. And the Lions have gotten enough talent where it's making a difference for them. All right? We got the Giants versus the Dolphins. My question is not on who's going to win this game. It's how many points are the Dolphins going to score? Because they just lost to Buffalo, and they want to prove they are still the top dogs. I feel like they might put up 80 this game. The Giants suck. Daniel Jones sucks. He might get sacked 19 times this game. When is Ramsey coming back? I got to look that up. I think he's coming back in the next week or two. I don't know. But I'm pretty sure that the Dolphins defense is going to have a field day against that Giants offensive line. It's in Miami. I don't know. I don't think Barkley is going to come in. Whatever the spread of this game is, if it's not like 19, I am taking the Dolphins all day. I'm taking Tua for over 250 yards and plus 3 touchdowns. This game is going to be ridiculous. I don't why. They have to play it because it's the NFL and they have to play these games, but it is not going to be a very entertaining game for Giant fans. I'm pretty sure they're going to want to shoot themselves in the face. The next game, Bengals versus the Cardinals. Now, this is going to be a snooze game. This game might wind up being like 13 to both of the Bengals have not looked good, and the Cardinals, well, I mean, they looked like a fire sale at the beginning of the season. Yeah, they've been playing tough and hard football. All right, good, whatever. So it's just a matter of time until like the talent level it starts to show. Not taking anything from Connor. He is a beast, but I just think it's the Bengals. That is going to be a must-win. That defense is going to play super hard, and the Cardinals, they just don't have a lot of talent. The Cardinals can win this game. Just because the Bengals have looked so bad this year. Burrow is hurt. This is a game I wouldn't touch for betting at all because you don't know what's going to happen. You don't know if the Cardinals are just going to punch them in the mouth and the Bengals are going to quit, because the Bengals are at that point where they lose one more game, their season is over. They just got their asses whooped by the Titans. They lose another game, their season is over. There's no coming back. I don't care. Then ownership, they just paid Joe Burrow all this money. He's playing hurt. They don't want him to get more hurt where it's gonna, affect the rest of his career. So they might sit him for the year. You know what? That might be a good decision. And then the Bengals, freaking get a high draft pick. They get someone super talented. Maybe another receiver. Let Higgins, get rid of Higgins, trade him or something. And then they have a young receiver that they don't have to pay that much for 5 years. And then they go on another run. The Eagles versus the Rams. Eagles should roll. The Rams stink. I mean, they've won some games this year, but altogether they stink. I know Kupp is back at practicing or whatever, but I know that a lot of doctor reports say like this is going to be an ongoing issue with him, so you don't know how much longer his career is. He got paid. He is a very well-paid man. Doesn't matter what he does for the next 2 years, he's going to be paid. The Eagles got to put a more, they did good. They did very well last week, but I think they want to put together it's like they haven't put together 100% all-around game of what their defense can be and their offense can be, which, it keeps them something to work on throughout the year. They're not perfect right now, but they have new offensive coordinator and a new defensive coordinator. I know they were under the 2 people that left last year, but they have their own minds. So they're just figuring out what works. And once that they do and they get it together, that Eagle team is fucking scary. We got the Jets versus the Broncos. It's a 4:00 game. So obviously gonna be watching it. Don't know why, but whatever. Zach Wilson looked good, against Kansas City, but okay, whatever. And then the Broncos. My question is, will Russ keep cooking? I know the Broncos don't have a good record, but Russell Wilson has looked good this year. Like, I've watched a lot of their games, and it's not his fault that they're losing. So, I mean, turnovers by wide receivers, running backs fumbling, defense can't stop. The one thing that Denver was supposed to have was a great defense, and it's fallen short a couple of times this year. But I think the Broncos, this is a must-win to keep that team together. It's like, we got this great coach. They paid all this money for this quarterback. Can the defense stop leaking? A lot of people say they have the best cornerback in the NFL. Certain. So will he play up to par? Will that defense play? Don't know. I can't wait to watch. This is the Hackett revenge game, so he might come out and have the best play calling of his life. And Aaron Rodgers will be at that game, but because he's in California, he will be, watching. So it might be the game of the week, or it might be the Broncos beat the shit out the Jets. Don't know. Kansas City versus Vikings. This might be an upset special. Kansas City's been rolling. They've won. They lost the first game. There's really nobody in their division to worry about at this point. The Vikings have to win. Jefferson's a beast. Cousins been beasting. Their running game has been whatever. Their defense sucks. So whatever the over is, if it's not 75, that might be let's hit that. Because both these teams' defense is suspect, and both their offenses is good. So let's see. And yes, Taylor Swift will be there, but who fucking cares? I don't care. I'm not watching an NFL game because Taylor Swift's there. I'm watching the game because I want to watch the game. And then the Sunday night game is the Cowboys versus the 49ers. The Cowboys are going to get smashed. They're going to get their asses whooped. Said it here. Said it first. I know people don't want to say it. The Cowboys are going to get their asses whooped on Sunday night. Everybody can't wait for this game. It's going to be exciting. I'm telling you, it's not going to be exciting. The Cowboys are going to get whooped. So I might fall asleep during this game because I'm telling you, it's not even going to be close. Then the Monday night game is the Packers versus the Raiders. The Raiders are a poop show. If the Packers can't win, well, then the Packers are going to have a long season. This is a game the Packers should win. The Raiders, they're just terrible. They're a terrible team right now. Don't know if it's coaching. They have talent everywhere, but they just suck. So the Packers, if they don't win, they are going to have a long, long season. The Raiders just suck. Even if the Raiders win, I don't fucking care. They're not doing it. The Raiders are not making the playoffs. Josh Jacobs is not going to be a Raider next year. He wants to go somewhere that he wants to win. Adams, I don't know what he's going to do. How long do you have at that elite wide receiver level and you want to win? Can he force them to trade him? Probably. Will he? I don't know. Because if he gets traded to a contender, they'll probably be like, well, you have to change your contract. And he might. That's a lot of money he's getting paid. So we'll see. All right. There is no Katie's pick this week. She said she did bad last week. Which, it's the NFL. You don't know how things are going to go. Even the top analysts and people that know a lot about football, on any given Sunday, anybody can win. And that's just how it really... I know that's a bad, saying. People say it all the time. But it's true. On any given Sunday, anybody can win. Because all these rosters in the NFL, all these people that play on all 32 teams are very athletic, very hardworking, very strong, very fast. It's just maybe that one day they were like, I am going to give it. They all came together as a collective and said, you know what, let's show the world what we're about. And that can happen. Or injuries. NFL, there are a lot of injuries. There are more injuries on a Sunday in the NFL than there is in basketball for an entire season. So that's just something. It's a very physical sport. Anything can happen, and that's why we love it. I want to talk about college football. Woo! Alright, I'm going to go for my top 5. And I am not going to be a homer like Captain Bob Carpenter is. He just has Ohio State all-time number 1. So, I'm going to start with my number 5. And I have a tie for number 5. I have Ohio State at number 5. And I have Penn State. Penn State, I watched them this weekend, and they beat. It's not even that they won; they beat Nebraska up. That was a very physical and a very good game for them. Ohio State beat Notre Dame. Okay, so they're top 5. Gotcha. Notre Dame had a big win. That was a very good game. Duke, you know what? I give to all the khakis in Duke, good job. Stick to basketball though. No, just joking. Number 4, I have Florida State. They have not had an easy schedule. I don't care which they play. LSU, they beat them first game of the year. Then they had to go into Clemson, and that was like Clemson's Super Bowl championship, whatever you want to call it. Because Florida State's been a little kid for like the last 5-6 years, and Clemson's already got their number, and it's a mental thing. And Florida State beat them, so whatever. Oh. Then we got number 3, Georgia. Oh no, you got Georgia number 3. They have not been impressive this year. So, listen, you can disagree with me all you want. Whatever, dude. Then we got number 2. I have Michigan. Michigan is more. They just look the part. Like they're gonna go and beat Ohio State again this year, and be in the playoffs again. So, Michigan, you're number 2. Very good football team. And number 1, the Texas Longhorns. They have had the toughest schedule out of anybody in the top 5, and all they do is win. So, Texas, you're number 1. Fuck all these haters. You're the best team in the country until someone beats you. That is my show. I hope you guys enjoy. Let me let you know. Bat fan, and I'm out.